What's up, you money makers and Senseonics stockholders? So welcome back to the channel. I have such a great news to share with you that Senseonics announces FDA approval of the Eversense E3 CGM continuous glucose monitoring system for use for up to 6 months, and it provides 2022 business outlooks. This is such a massive news that we have been looking into very closely. In this particular video, I'll be sharing what this means for the company, for the revenue, and what it means also for the customers in the United States, especially with the diabetic patients or diabetes patients. And I'll be sharing more around the outlook of the company overall. We'll look into the price action. This is precisely what we expected. I want to share some of the news and some of the research around. Do you see this huge red bar right here, selling volume? We talked about this before a day, and I shared in my previous video. You can take a look when we were very close to $4 level, and we precisely talked about why you should be writing for free. I love to write for free, and we also talked about there could be a situation when there is buy the rumor and sell the news kind of a situation. So let's talk about all the juicy information. Before that, I just wanted to ask you if you can hit the like button and destroy the subscribe button. That will be super helpful. I've been putting a ton of energy, effort, and time into building this video, and in return, all I ask is just your like and subscribe. So smash the like button, subscribe the channel so you don't miss out on some of the very time-sensitive updates such as this stock. And you can also join the Patreon if today is your lucky day and if you were able to sold. And if this channel was helpful by any way, you can join the YouTube by hitting the join button. The link is in the description below. You can join the Patreon. It's $4.99. We have private Discord. You can talk to me directly. It's not a day trading channel, but I share a ton of catalyst, and we talk about cryptocurrencies, penny stocks, and growth stocks, so on and so forth. Overall, this week is a precisely great week because we also heard from HCMC that they announced the acquisition of Mother Earth's storehouse. And why I'm super excited about this acquisition, you can watch my previous video. You can click on the video, go to my previous video on this channel I posted before just a few minutes. And they're expanding in New York. This is super exciting because this acquisition is anticipated to approximately double HCMC's annual revenue. So you don't want to miss out on that as well. And many of my viewers own both HCMC and Senseonics. So here we are. Senseonics announces FDA approval for E3 continuous glucose monitoring system for up to 6 months and provides this outlook. This was the news precisely I have been sharing with you, especially when the stock was $2.10. If you were like me and sold it around $4-ish, congratulations, you double your money just in 4 or 5 days. Take a look how it worked out. So if I click on this 1 month chart, we precisely bought it. It doesn't really show, but we precisely bought it around $2.05 to 10 cents. We got back all the way up to 80%, close to 80%. This that does not really show in this chart, but we hit I believe $3.90 and around 85-ish when many of you might have sold it, or maybe you sold 50% of it. You earned 80 to 90% just in a matter of 2 weeks, within 14 to 15 days. The trading range for today is $2.41. It went as high as $3.28 today. And before that, we have seen that all-time high was $5.56. Now let's take a look at what this company is announcing with this long-term implantable glucose monitoring CGM system for people with diabetes. Today announced the approval of next generation Eversense E3 CGM by Food and Drug Administration, which is also known as FDA. The Eversense E3, including proprietary scientific technology to extend the longevity to 6 months, which is planned to be available to the patients in the United States through the Ascensia diabetes care. Now, this is once again a pretty big strategic partnership that I'll be covering in this video as well. And we'll look into the price action and the selling volume, as I just mentioned, later in this video in next couple of minutes. the Senseonics global commercial partner, that partnership beginning the second quarter of 2022. We repeatedly hear from our patients with diabetes. The company says that they desire is a long-lasting sensor that is also highly accurate, said this MD professor of medicine and director of adult diabetes program at this particular center in University of Colorado. The next generation SENS E3 system delivers both because it's for 6 months or 180 days. Patients will appreciate the excellent accuracy of the system and ability of the sensors that last 6 months. This is another step forward for patients who desire to manage their diabetes with all advantages of the SENS CGM system. Now what it does is it's an implantable system, and it sends this is what, by the way, Senseonics is creator of the first and only long-term implantable CGM system, and this is the device which is implanted on patient's body that continuously sends the signals to the iOS or the Apple devices or your phone, your tablet, so on and so forth, as well as Android devices. Now, to further look into what it means in terms of this system, it is fully implantable third generation sensor with proprietary SBA technology owned by Senseonics, which enhances the sensor longevity, demonstrating a mean absolute relative differences MARD of 8.5% in the PROMISE study. The industry-leading 6-month sensor were duration, making SENS the longest-lasting CGM system available into the market, FDA approved with essentially 2 sensor insertion and removal procedure per year. Removable smart transmitter held in place mild silicone-based adhesive, providing discrete on-body vibratory alert and data transmission to the mobile app, glucose value, trends, and alert displayed. Further expanding the duration of this long-lasting CGM up to 6 months represents a massive leap forward for patients and towards the mission of transforming lives in global diabetes community. This is what the company is talking about after extended this particular pandemic situation. There was a backlog with FDA. The company was anticipating this to be happened in Q4 2021, which did not happen, but we're expecting this around early Q1, and right now we are still in early Q1 before the mid Q1 2022. What this means is companies expecting the 2022 global net revenue of $14 to $18 million, and company expect the majority of the revenue for 2022 to be research and development for ongoing feasibility and pivotal clinical trials in addition for the product in the pipeline. This is not the end of the story. They're working on this 365-day pivotal trial subject to IDE approval extensively, and additionally, the current company's expectation is to report the unaudited revenue of approximately $4 million for the fourth quarter in 2021. Which is once again a massive news as well, with approximately $13.7 million for the full year ended 2021 at December 31st, which is an unaudited balance cash and cash equivalent that the company has $182 million. So the company has massive cash in hand. The company expects to report its fourth quarter revenue fiscal year 2021 on March 1st, and I'll keep you posted because that is going to be very significant. And this is an achievement, exciting achievement in the diabetes management for the patients, and they believe that the patients and providers are really awaiting for the step forward, and the company wants to take this opportunity to thank the PROMISE study investigators, study participants, and Senseonics team for putting this together and achieving this such a big milestone. Now, if you think about what the company is up to, in 2016 they started this SENS 90-day system. I already told you in my previous video that the company already has 90-day SENS system approval from FDA. So it's just a matter of time as and when the company is going to get the 180-day approval from FDA. There was a backlog which delayed whole this situation. We double our money in stock just in 14 days. If you were a long time buyer and you kept adding, you should be at a pretty good profit as well. And take a look, this is first and only long-term and implantable CGM system which is available by prescription in the United States now after the approval, and the select market in European region, including 180-day product that they just got the approval for, which is a proven technology with rich development and history that has regulatory approvals and commercial accomplishments. They got this approval in 2022 and they're working on this another stage or expanded product for 365 days. So this is not the dead end. The company is also going to move forward with bigger, better, enhanced technology. They also have MRI compatibility, expanded for non-physicians, nurse practitioner, and this approval is a massive news because the company is focusing a ton more on the unique proposition that they have for this CGM system that addresses unmet needs for the first and only CGM that lasts for months versus days that we had in the past, which is implantable sensor, achieve 8.5 MARD, 8.5% MARD. The transmitter is removable, the system with on-body vibe alerts the hypo and hyper warnings, and system with fresh and gentle on-skin adhesive patch. The device that does not require self-insertions, and it is MRI compatible. Now, the company has this collaboration with Ascensia, as I just mentioned, which is one of the big leader into the diabetes care. A leader with 80 years of experience in innovative diabetes care product technology, approximately $1 billion in sales, over 125 countries already covering 10 million people. The company has presence in 31 countries with 1,700 employees. And broad partnership features the global commercialization and financing arrangement with the leader in BGM. It is Ascensia is the exclusive worldwide partner distribution partner for SENS XL, and future generation of the product for Senseonics. The goal here is Senseonics will be focusing on what they're good at, which is the research and development, building the product, and making sure that it is approved by regulatory approved boards such as FDA and the select Europe market. Senseonics is focusing on streamlining operation, manufacturing, R&D, and next generation of the product. And with this particular announcement, that is going to bring in more revenue both in the United States and in Europe. In 22 to 25, the company's commercial investment of $30 to $80 million per year, which is going to grow this particular product and its reach into the global region. Now, most importantly, right now the stock is 28% down, as you can see, which we precisely talked in my previous video. Take a look. The volume is massive. Right now, we still have 2.5 more hours to go, and we are seeing the volume of 91.5 million against the volume, the average volume of 10 million. This was the news that everyone was pretty closely looking into, and if you see here, we have continuously seen that the volume is up about the 15 million during trading sessions starting early February. I precisely called out at $2 when the stock price was $2.05, and we also talked just yesterday that we are around the corner and there is a potential if you are looking for doubling up your money. That was an opportunity to sell. If you're in for a long time, you don't probably need to worry about, but we also talked about how to ride it for free. When you sell 50% of your stock around this price point, you almost got your principal money back, which means you don't really have anything out of your pocket, and you can ride up until all the way through, and you would be probably in it to win it. So think about what you want to do, at least for the future trades that you're making out of this particular stock or any other stock. By the way, this is pretty common. It is not really the end of the world. You're down 28% compared to what we saw yesterday, and this precisely happens in penny stock because it's risk versus reward. You can make a ton of money, 2x, 3x, 5x, as we talked about. It could be certain news that can create some sell-off. It can create some of the buying opportunity. The stock can spike up. At the end of the day, it's risk versus reward. So do your own due diligence. That's all I wanted to tell you. If you take a look right here, we are seeing a huge, pretty big red bar, which is the selling volume, and the stock dropped significantly, where you see yesterday we were talking about when the moving average was $2.70, the stock was $3.90. Right now, the moving average is still great, but the stock is below the price point of $2.80 versus $2.62. If you take a look right now, we saw that the RSI was pretty high, about 75. Right now, we are looking at 42, which means the RSI is going to get evened out by itself. I still like to see the way we see the MACD right here. The green line is MACD, the orange is the signal. I really like to see what I see on my screen. However, if you take a look at the 3-month data or 3-month chart rather, you should be able to see that we were consistently above $4. We hit there a couple of times, which was once again a pretty big resistance, which is why I called out yesterday, making sure that what is your strategy, buy, sell, or hold. If you haven't watched my previous video on Senseonics, you can go watch that so you can at least gain the knowledge how you can play the trade for the future references. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Folks, I congratulate you because this was the news that we have been waiting for months at this point, and due to the backlog of FDA, we did not hear back, but this creates a massive future for Senseonics in terms of the sales and profitability, and also the new era for diabetic patients. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, do your own due diligence. I'm not a financial advisor. I will see you in the next video.